Welcome back to another video. Like you have seen in the thumbnail today, America will be governed by the same countries who did all this beautiful exploring. So these guys will go back and explore. They'll meet up with the coast of Canada. They will think they found the biggest one, but eventually they will realize there's just an island. But they do think they are on top. They are like found some land like over here in Asia. But these guys will mostly explore the water around this region. But eventually there was exploring on land. They started to exploit on land. And started to exploit this region, making the brown team the first ever country to explore North America. The dark brown team to explore North America. So the dark brown team, I meant to say, was set up a colony here. But back over here, we can see India wants some of this territory just found. But India will exploit the rest of this region, trying to get on this. And they will be able to explore that region all. I don't know the names of these islands, and I did not start searching them up. But Green India will spend here. In this region will also be discovered. But somebody named Jack will start to explore more territory. Somebody named Jack who want to explore into it. Who think the Earth is round, so they just test that. They will go. Jack and his team will make the move over here. They won't really be bothered about any islands because they don't really care about that. But this is when, these guys was about to get lost. But should I do this? But should I do this to the water? Make the water darker. Make all this water darker. Yeah, I'm still gonna do this. It seems better. A few storms had knocked them off course. Blasting them all the way up here. But this is when Jack uses his new invention, the compass. And he will be able to move back up over here. doing a discovering why, by the way? What was but the coast, the back coast of North America, the back coast of America will be discovered. And Jack and his team became very popular. In history. But the world, these guys will send out spies to get this whole invention for themselves. How they can get to America, but they won't not be able to get to America because they are trapped. Because you can't go south. India controls this region. You can't go through here. India controls that, and you want to, you get tasked. Making these guys have only like option able to go here. Most always going here. But I'm going India will set up a colony over here. We'll be setting up a decent sized colony. Many of these countries don't really have the best to expand to. The purple team will finally expand and move down the coast. This kind of does look like the Spain Empire. These islands will be taken, by the way. But this is not the Spain Empire. This is not the Empire of Spain. This is not the this region. I don't know how this works, so I'm gonna roll down back like that. And this purple country will expand the colony down here. But this colony will want to get their independence from this purple team. But the purple team will grant them their independence. It's like a few rules. Sometimes we get their independence, and they will accept these rules. Sometimes we put their capital down here. The blue team will set up. The blue team will start to expand their colony here. Expanded Egypt country, we're starting to become a dominant superpower. Many countries, eventually World War I will start up. World War I is about to start up. The United Kingdom will be taken, so the Dutch will take over the United Kingdom, and we'll take over parts of Ireland. These guys will want this island. These guys will take over this region of Ireland fast. But these two countries will start to fight. Ukraine will be able to cut these guys in half over here. Ukraine's trying to do is take over the capital. But because technology had actually advanced, the soldiers are able to you guys will be able to push Ukraine's forces back, even taking this region over. Well, Russia will join into this war on the side of these guys. And Russia will be taking all of this, will be taking up this upper territory from this Ukrainian territory. These guys will also join into the jumping of the yellow team. Because these guys are actually a breakaway of the yellow. And they want to get through over here. But you guys will be the capital. This Russian country is trying to block them off from this man. The capital will start to get surrounded. Eventually you have to take it over. This will be the peace treaty. World War I did not start yet, by the way, so I'm just telling you that. World War I did not start yet, so I'm just trying to tell you that. This is just countries going to war with each other. We have to get all of this. We have to get all of that. This. The yellow team is a very old country. You guys had lost a bunch of territory. Oh, these guys who really didn't understand. These guys are a newer country. You guys do want to form out the old country, but many of them don't. Like these fleas do not. These fleas right here do not want to form up that country, but these two do. But they do not want. But they do not want to unify, and they are all of the. Like these. And these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 countries in this region is actually weak. Like these 5 countries here is actually like one of the weakest, even weaker in realm. I forgot to get realm capital, so let me do that real quick. Well, I'm gonna put the capital right here. But this area will break away of the brown team. But the British Islands will break away in front of their own country. The Dutch still holds control over this bottom of the water. You guys will put their capital here. Yes, London's like right there, but this is not one. But this is not the real road, so their capital will be there. this dictator will kind of want more territory, but wouldn't want to risk a war in countries. But we will have to split in up this massive chunk. This kid's country will take this chunk. Yes, the kids in this country had grew up a lot. They even learned how to make better stuff now. We have to get all of this. And China will get this region. This is just a dividing up of this massive territory. These countries will make up a peace what they will do. These superpowers will make up a treaty, and in the treaty they will use. In the treaty, they will divide this territory up but most will the superpowers. This region, yeah, not with on all superpowers. Yeah, we know you guys are not a superpower. Oops. Pretend like you did not see that. But this will be the new borders. Yeah, the new borders will something like this. Will look something like this. This whole area will be divided up. You guys will join up in the Dynasty Alliance. Because you guys are, yeah. But these guys allowed these guys to get the independence away from them. But only for a limit. They cannot, but this area has to stay with the Dutch. So these guys just chill with each other. But they're friends with each other. These guys were territorially here about it. So what did these guys do? They used their wealth to fund some. They used the wealth to fund some separatist movement. They used the money to buy some states to break off from these guys. By the way, these are like massive promises. This area will form a country. Like these new countries are more like teenagers. They're not kids. These are all the new countries that broke away from this Charles group. And the capitals of these new countries, I'll just put them around randomly. These are all the new promises. Capitals. These are all the new capitals. This Indian country is it's going to become a massive trading empire. These guys have themselves all around the globe. They even have themselves in Indonesia, Africa, the Middle East, and America. These guys will want to see is the land. There's the land over here. Over here. So these guys were sent out as explorers on a fishing boat. But some strong tides will shake them off course and make them land on South America. The first explorers will make their way on the surface of Portugal, of Brazil. Some explorers will make this way on the surface of Brazil. And they will even explore some of this rainforest. But the rainforest is hard to get in. It's hard to get into. And never right. It really has more if we stick away from the rainforest. They did want to follow the river, but because how hard they get inside the rainforest is, they don't really follow it, and they just go offshore. Just quite short. You guys will set up a colony right here. And this colony is not too hard to control. The capital's over here, and this is all right here. The mainland is very kind of close to the mainland is actually kind of very close to the colony here, South America. But a few explorers will be like going over here into the rainforest. They might even have fought up this river and fire stopped here. But the rainforest had made them lost their path. They would try to have made their way back, but they all had got lost, and they have to set up a new country here. This is our first South American country. He has to take over a lot of territory. He has to do exploit down the coast of Chile. They do exploit these What if this video had to stop there? They do set up a capital. They set up a capital like right here. You guys will try to set up a colony like down here. This paint team will try to set up a colony in this region. try to set up a colony here. But because they couldn't really hold on to a colony in this region, this area will break away. For some reason, they thought they can hold on to a colony. This is like second south. This is more of an American country. This is our first North American country, or Central American country. What do I get to call it? This is our first North American country here. These guys will be more focused on stabilizing themselves right now. They'll put the capital right here. Baja was just discovered by the Grand Green Team, and I'm on the wrong layer. Baja was just discovered by the Grand Green Team. And they will explore all Baja. The coast of Mexico will start to be explored. But Florida will not be yet explored, because first of all, these guys will have to be stabilizing themselves right now. But this will probably be all explored by now. All will be explored. Parts of the Gulf of Mexico will also be explored. Or I should say the Gulf of America will also be explored. Parts of the coast of Cuba this area of Mexico will also be explored. Florida will finally get explored. This dark brown team will explore more of Canada. We'll explore more of Canada, but it will get freaking cold up here, making the dark brown team will have to stop. And well, the dark brown will stop right there. But Russia, let's check back up on a local Russia update. Russia will expand some more. We'll expand all the way up here. And we'll be taking this way. And we'll be taking over this region. We'll explore this. We'll explore all over here. But Russia will probably be explored by the yellow team will also explore a little bit. The yellow team will explore a little bit, but Russia will set up another puppet state. Russia will set up another puppet state in this corner right here. Russia will start to work like a superpower in many of these countries. Many of these countries wouldn't really want Russia into this region. They will kind of mostly want to keep Russia in here, but Russia will keep expanding and will keep expanding over here. Oh, these guys just try to stop Russia from expanding any further. United will try to build up a wall. United will take this region over. And then to start, blue team will also be taking over this region. But this region will break away. Coming up its own country. Nope. You're not using it over there. So this is the first time I'm using this color. Let's put the capital here. Because we'll act more like a wall for us to stop Russia. We don't want any further into it. If we go any further into Europe. Wait. Not Europe. Why did I say Europe? I meant to say Asia. This need us to act like more of a wall to stop Russia from entering more of Asia. Russia is starting to work more like a threat to these Asian countries. And because Russia is setting up puppet states, Russia will know they can't really expand all at once, so they set up many of these puppet states on territory. Trying to become powerful, big and powerful, and it's working. Let's check back up on our local. Egypt update. Egypt will expand more into the Middle East. Pretend like you did not see anything. You guys did not see nothing. Well, this area is like coming. And one of the blue team ships on accidentally landed here. So and that ship got sunken. So the blue team said, "What the? Did you? Why did you do that?" And the blue team was starting to go to war with these guys. And World War I will officially start. You guys will be taking this region over. I need to go to capital. But because the blue team will have a good grip on the capital, they'll have to go around the blue team to just get right there. They'll even be able to flee this island. They'll be able to push the blue team forces out of this island completely, and they'll be able to take over parts of this colony. This pink team will take over this area of this colony. And this Egypt country will also be taking over this region of the colony. This red team will see this as an opportunity to get powerful again. And it will finally be able to push they will be pushing the blue team back and making the blue team have heavy losses. The boot of Italy will start to become the red teams again. But these guys will be able to push back. We will be able to push blue forces back. The blue army back. Oops. The red team will be able to take this region. Many countries wouldn't want the red team to become powerful again. But these guys will even take over this region of the blue team. The blue teams are getting jumped. We can how I say that. You guys will be taking this region over and that. The red team will be able to first push. Be able to push closer to the blue team's capital. But the blue team will be able to. The blue team will push back hard. They'll be able to free this region of the capital. We'll be able to take this area back. But eventually, the blue team will fall under red team forces. The red team will allow the blue team to live on this island. But because the blue team was a part of this alliance will not take this lightly. And we'll see this as an attack of the There's not really that many people. There's not really that many countries in this alliance. But these guys are in the alliance though. You guys will push these guys back. But because they are very weak, they'll get immediately jumped on. This territory, these guys will just lose the battle. These guys will be taken. These guys will lose the capital. These guys will be taken over this. There's barely any existence. These guys will be taken over the capital. And these guys will also join into this. Will also take over this region. These guys will take it to the rest of the capital, and we're taking out region. I don't think these guys are. Yeah, these guys are not a part of this alliance. So the brown team will take these guys over. And guys will get jumped on. These guys will all be taking these guys over. These guys will be taking the rest of Ireland under their control. The brown team will run over here, but they don't. Actually, no, the brown team doesn't. The brown team doesn't even care what's over there. But the brown team, the white brown team will even take over this region. We'll take over. We'll push into the capital. Italy will, the Romans will want some. We want some of this territory. Alright. The Romans will want some of this territory, and we will take it. You guys will get jumped on. The capital will be taken. You guys will get split into two. The brown team will take this region over. And this pink team will be able to take that region over. This Russian country will be trying to push into this dictator's territory because he's a dictator. This Russian country will even take over this region. We'll be able to cut the capital in half, take over this region. But these guys are not going to surrender. Capital. But this dark blue team will also be taking this region. And this will be pushing into the territory. This Russian country will push back. Eventually these guys will fuck up. These guys will crumble. This black British country will want to face their borders once and for all. So these guys will take this region over. There's a fight for that major city. Well, he has not want to lose this major city, so they will fight for it. He has will be able to win this major city, and they'll be able to be taken. They'll have to fight for these other major cities they lost. They'll be able to be winning some of these fights luckily. They will try to cut these guys in half. I'm going to take over that major city. But these guys will notice this. I'll put the forces here. We gain territory. But eventually the capital will be taken and the whole country will fall. These guys will be taking over this major city. And eventually this country will crumble. Because that one major city was actually the biggest major city. It was like even bigger than the capital. It was like the good making that not just a city state, so like what the capital, major city. But these guys will want some more territory. These guys will go up north and start to push into these guys' territory. But these guys will also want that territory too. I don't want to invade these. I'm just gonna fix this border right here. But these guys will be able to take over the capital. And then in this area will crumble under their control. And these guys will get this. These guys will get that region. But these guys will take over this major city. Because these new countries are very new, they won't be able to really fight back. Because they don't really have a strong enough military for this. These guys will be taking the west. But this area will get the independence. Because we'll break away from these guys. That's the thing was world wars. You might have like countries will probably lose territory, and countries will probably lose a lot of territory or a little bit. And these guys will not let these guys break away from. They'll be able to take this territory back and this major city. But this territory might just be funded. This territory might just be helped by an outside power. Yeah, I'm looking at you, buddy. I'm looking at you. You guys will be able to push this region back. This back. And they'll make these two will make up a peace treaty. These guys will get their independence. They'll get to keep up their territory they had when they broke away. This Hawaiian country will push upward. We'll take over this major city and be heading for the capital. And guys will be pushing into here and taking this region. We'll also be pushing in for the capital. And you guys will be taking this region over. They both decided to split the capital. Making up the new border. It has to expand the territory here. A new country will form up. A new country will form up between these guys and these guys. You guys will form up right here of Africa, taking up this coast. I want to fix up this border because I don't really like it. But eventually this whole map will be filled in. These countries. But would you guys like to see an hour-long video? Like an hour-long one? Because I might be down for making one of those. What do you guys like? But do you guys want a face reveal? Do you guys want to explore these islands? Yeah. You guys will explore this region of Tuba. Some other country will want to explore this down here. Want to explore this region. We'll explore all of this. You did not see that, right? You did not see that. You guys did not see anything like that. Just pretend like you did not see anything. Alright? Okay? Alright. But this other country will spoil this region. They'll mostly be sticking to the coast because it is actually very hard to. But they will find oil here. Yes, oil had been discovered by now. They will find oil here. And the country who've been exploring this will be this new country. Yeah, the new country. You guys will set up a colony right here. The waters will start to become more explored. But eventually people will be able to put two to two together, and it will be discovered. We will discover all of this. A new area. But people will be able to put two and two together, and they will discover this is just all one area. There's no all North America is not attached to this region. What they all thought they thought it was North America attached to this region, but nope. Now they think North America is like its own separate country, continent. They don't know it's called North America though. They know about most of Mexico. And these guys will take over, but who do we take over? I'm sorry to say, but they do take over that. The Lime Indian country will take over this region. Then turn it into a military base by the way. Chinese country will invade their neighbors. Invade their neighbor down here. More territory. You guys will also want territory. They will also be taking this region. Well, why does this area kind of look like Texas? Like this downer area looks like Texas a little bit. Because these guys will not be able to China will be easily able to cross that region. Now the only thing that stands in China's way are these guys. But the Korean country will expand up here. Will expand up here. Taking all of this territory. Nah, that would be mostly just giving. Nah, I'm don't do that. These few promises will be given to Korea. A few promises will start to be given to Korea just by these guys. These are more like promises giving them trouble, and like they didn't want these guys in the country anymore. Like these promises was threatening them, they would break away. They didn't give them certain items, certain stuff they wanted. So the best thing to do, why not give them to your neighbors? How these promises will be handed over to Korea. You guys will only hand over these good promises. This group of promises will be handed over to Korea. I'm just gonna mess up these borders. And first of all, these guys don't need all that extra space down here. They have all of this. All of this. They still own a lot of Japan. They still own a lot of Japan. Still, the Sea of Japan. They literally still own a lot of the Sea of Japan. Anything like that. Well, the rest of this area will be discovered. And more countries from other areas will even make a landing on these new areas. On these new founded areas. This region of North America will start to get discovered. These guys will expand here. These guys will set up a colony. These guys will set up two colonies, one in here and one here in Florida. Actually, no, 3 colonies. This is his third colony. Making this colonies in North America. The world is starting to look more and more. The world is starting to look more and more advanced. Europe is starting to settle down pretty nicely. Europe settled down pretty nicely, but World War I is still going on. So many countries won't be able to expand because this war is draining every last dollar out of a few countries. These guys already lost trillions and trillions.